lot of money. And we get some grant money, but it's still costing us a lot of money. So is there any further on this? Can I have a vote then? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I would just add, I'm going to vote for it with the objection that I stated earlier. And
That's understood. As a press man, I know where you stand.
I just want everybody else to know the reason where I'm coming from is I'm a journalist, been a journalist for 44 years. You know, that's my heart and soul. And I hate to see newspapers, print media, journalism in general, take any hits of this sort. But I understand that's not my function here, so I'll vote yes.
I'll vote no.
Okay. Passes.
We have no
Right.
from.
One
No,
no
just one
and
no.
3 yeses.
Three yes.
Just a note, Paul, too, there's not only not coverage in some places, but now there's like a few big guys buying up, as you probably know, in the business, everything up in that end too.
Consolidation.
Yeah, so,
Mandates.
yep. Right one, yeah. Authorizing the submission of a New York State Department of Environmental Conservation non-agricultural, non-point source MS4 planning grant application and authorizing an agreement with Tigan Bond for grant application preparation services. Whereas the town of Esopus recognizes the importance of protecting and improving water quality through planning and implementation of stormwater management and non-point source pollution reduction initiatives, and whereas the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has made available funding through the non-agricultural, non-point source and MS4 planning grant program to support municipal planning efforts, whereas Tigan Bond has proposed to provide professional services to assist the town with preparation and submission of the electronic grant application, including preparation of the application narrative, scope of work, budget workshop, worksheet, uploading all required application materials through the Consolidated Funding Application, CFA, online portal, and incorporation of one round of comments from town staff. And whereas the town acknowledges that while Tigan Bond will prepare and upload the application materials, the town is responsible for making the final electronic submission for the grant through the CFA portal by the application deadline of July 30th, 2026. Whereas the cost of these grant application preparation services shall not exceed $1,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Esopus hereby authorizes the submission of an application to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for funding under the non-agricultural, non-point source and MS4 planning grant program, and be further resolved that the town board authorizes the engagement of Tigan Bond to provide grant application preparation and submission assistance for a fee not to exceed $1,000 in accordance with the proposal presented to the town, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to execute all documents necessary to complete the grant application process, including any agreements, certifications required for submission, and take all actions necessary to effectuate this resolution, duly adopted by the town board of the town of Esopus at a regular meeting held on, what's today? 16th of July 2026 for the following vote. And I want to add to this that had a conversation again with Dan today. We're looking at a grant. We're going for, I think it's about 50,000, but we don't need to put that in there at this point. And so it's only a cost of 1,000. Talked to the bookkeeper, we're fine. The likelihood is they think very good that we can get it. Laura will help once they do their end of the stuff, because we have to submit it on our end. So that's been coordinated today from Laura down in Raleigh on vacation with Dan. So we had these kind of conversations. So I will make a motion to move it. I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Can you help me understand what the town's role in this is, really?
The requirement on is that this has to come through the town to get the money to help with the
From
MS4.
our computer system or something?
We have to do it through our portal, okay? Laura's had a problem with the one portal, but she's got other portals available that she can use to get through for the town of Esopus. That is a separate issue on itself, and we weren't gonna get into that today, but we have a way of doing it, and we've got this coordinated, with Laura agreeing with Dan. They're both in agreement of what the responsibilities are.
So it's more work than just pushing a button on a computer?
Yes, it is. They gotta get us the information that needs to be filled in on all these applications, and she'll put it through. So we have a motion and a second. Well, it's the only way we can get the money. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay.
I said aye.
You said aye, right?
Belatedly, I said aye.
Okay. Authorizing the submission of consolidated funding application for grant funding to improve town parks through the purchase of new recreational equipment and park infrastructure. Whereas the town board has identified the need to improve town parks through the replacement and installation of recreational equipment and the construction and rehabilitation of park infrastructure to enhance public use, accessibility, safety, long-term sustainability. Whereas the grant funding is available through the New York State Consolidated Funding Application, CFA, process to assist municipalities in undertaking park improvement projects. Whereas the town of Esopus desires to submit a grant application through CFA grant portal requesting funding in an amount not to exceed $325,000 to support eligible park improvements, including but not limited to playground equipment, recreational amenities, park infrastructure, accessibility improvements, walkways, site improvements, landscaping, and other eligible project costs. And whereas the submission of the grant application does not obligate the town to proceed with the project unless funding is awarded and accepted by the town board. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Esopus hereby authorizes the submission of a grant application through the New York State Consolidated Funding Application, CFA, grant portal for funding in the amount not to exceed $325,000 for the improvements to town parks, including purchase, installation, new recreational equipment, related park infrastructure, and be further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to execute and submit all documents, certifications, assurances, and other materials necessary to complete the grant application and subsequent documentation required by the funding agency. Be it further resolved that if the grant funding is awarded, the town board reserves the right to review and approve acceptance of the award and authorize any agreements or contracts necessary to implement the project in accordance with all applicable federal, state, local laws and regulations. Duly adopted by the town board, town of Esopus, at a regular meeting held on the 16th of July by the following. I need a motion and a second. Anybody like to do the motion on this
I'll
one?
do the motion.
Okay. Second?
I'll do the second.
Okay. Laura put this on for me today. She's going to work on this, and there's a timeline. So
What is the deadline?
I don't know. She didn't tell me. I think it's very soon.
Do we know what parks we want to put stuff in?
She will work on all the details.
We file an application, we really don't know what
She's working on the details. I could go through a whole list of things we can put on. All the basketball courts need new blacktop. I can
If
go.
that's gonna be in the grant, I'd like to know.
I got a whole bunch of things. So
The town board will have to accept.
right,
it.
right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it takes her 20 to 25 hours to do these grants, and she doesn't get paid for it.
Is there a local match? As part of the
Many,
grant?
probably on some of it, I don't know what it is on this percentage on this one. It would be out of escrow, which we have 400,000
Yeah,
in
we have
escrow.
the money for our parks.
Yeah, so it's from the rec fees that we got from the different.
Yeah, yeah, that's where it comes from, escrow. So we have to see what she gets. And I'm also gonna be meeting, I spoke to Sarah Hanna down in, West, I think it was West Park. And, I've asked her if we can arrange for because Teddy was talking to me about what they can do on a member item, because they want to help with some basketball court, for instance. That's just one of many things. But I asked her if she will in the future be willing to come with me and we'll do a complete tour of all the parks. And she said she was more than amenable to it. We are amenable to it, and I just have to arrange it with her office, and so she can see that.
If Laura has an opportunity to talk with the Park and Recs committee,
Yeah, she will have time to talk to them.
seems like they would be involved, should be involved.
They basically want to do three things.
Well,
They want to do the Halloween,
I understand that.
And
We should
the
offer them the
and the
opportunity to
Christmas.
weigh in on it, if that's.
Yeah,
because
she
what
can-
they do.
she can call and talk to them about it and see if they want to meet with her. But there's a timeline, or the grant won't get in. I think it's just July. I think it's the end of July.
So we're basically
I
saying,
think
Laura,
it's the
go ahead and fill it
31st.
out, and then
I
when the grant is actually done and submitted, we'll see it before it's submitted, or we'll see it.
We can send you a copy of it before it's submitted, if that's what you want.
Yeah, Paul, it says that, the town board has to accept it if the funding
Right.
is awarded. That's what I was relying on.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make note of that, so when we talk to Laura. Okay, you have. Okay, you have a copy of both the ethics code and the transition of government administration. First, to do the ethics. It's for your review. We're not doing anything on it tonight because we have to set up a whole schedule for this, for a public hearing and everything.
It says, that, the agenda says for discussion.
Yeah, well, I'm asking for discussion, if you give me a moment.
Yes.
So, my understanding is from talking to Holly today, there's the process that we have to set everything up for, what is it, public?
Basically, you should review what is here. If anybody has any questions, we give those last little revisions to the attorney, and then he formats it to put it into the local law format.
Right.
You have to have it so many days before you can vote on it, and that's all coordinated with the setting of the public hearing, so that everything is orchestrated.
So that,
You
there anything-
wanna talk about it tonight?
if there's something in here particularly you want to bring up for a moment?
Can I ask a question first? Chapter 11 is our current, code for ethics, our current.
This was looked at, I think, and incorporated, with the attorney's advice, and I think that might be already.
So this is like an addendum, add on to
Probably.
it? Sorry?
Typically, if the law, do you want me to speak?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no, go ahead. No, that's fine.
Speak after. Typically, if the item is already in our code, how the law, when it gets handed to you, will read as it's an amendment to section such and such, chapter, or chapter such and such, section such and such. So you would see that it's impacting something existing. If it's something that doesn't exist whatsoever, then it's worded differently, saying that it's being created.
Okay, and we do have a local law already for ethics, okay, for the town of Esopus. So this is gonna be amending the current law, which is in effect.
Right. There will be some amendments.
Yeah, the major issue since I initiated this, there's a bunch of different things that are involved in this process. We've gone over those in the past. The only thing new that I noticed new in this latest revision is it calls for, it's section 1118, ad hoc board of ethics. It actually goes ahead and sets a procedure for setting up a board of ethics to review complaints filed with the board of ethics and procedures and actions and things that they can do and not do. They have legal counsel, they have meetings. It would be, the only question I had after the email exchange was whether this committee, which is authorized to do investigations and make reports on the disposition of cases after their investigation. They're supposed to do a written report. My question was, and my question remains, and I hope it's passed on to the lawyer, whether those reports in some fashion are public. Because when you do judicial reviews, somebody's got a complaint about a judge or whatever, there's a panel, I don't know exactly what the panel is, that investigates it, and if there's a determination that there was fault done, there was something wrong that happened, they issue a report, and the determination and action is available, I believe. So, and if it's not, then the information is never made public. So I'd like some clarity as to what kind of written report, if they make a positive declaration, if they make a negative declaration, under what circumstances are those reports available through FOIL to the public?
Any further comments on this? Okay, if you have anything, forward it to.
Yeah, Roscoe, I didn't get a chance to read these before
Okay.
this meeting, but I will do it over the weekend.
Yeah. It's Polidoro who was working mostly on this, right? Or was,
I think at this point, it's back to Keller.
it's back to come?
And that will be added to the list of questions that we get from.
Shannon, I can't hear you. I'm 77, I don't have good ears.
It's Paul Keller is back in his court, for this, and I think we'll add it to the list. If you have other questions, Stephanie, or Evelyn, or Roscoe, we're gonna add them all together, and that question will be answered.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you have any more questions, please, yeah, just, forward them to us so we can get legal counsel on it. Because we did have the first round with Polidoro, as I recall.
Not for ethics,
Not-
for transition.
Oh, okay, it was a transition one,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so you have that, and, then we have the transition one, code of, where is that now? Stapled together here, or is she getting two copies of the same thing? Oh, okay, here it is.
Chapter
Okay,
40.
I got it. Transition continuity of government. Is there any particular comments at this time? You just want a chance to read them and send forward your comments? That would be fine.
Thank you for getting these in a place where we can start reviewing them.
I've been trying.
So, the same question, how, do we already have a chapter 40? And is this an amendment, or is this new?
To tell you the truth, I was just getting it today after getting back from being off, so I can't answer to that. I don't have that on the top of my head.
I don't believe this is.
I don't think it's.
I don't think we have a transition,
No, we
No,
don't.
this is
at all
brand new.
chapter, this would be a new chapter.
Yeah,
There is, transition policies available from, I think, the Comptroller's Office of the Department of State, it's
I
not.
mean, in our town laws.
No, not
we
in
do
our
not
town,
have.
as far as I understand, correct.
okay, next one. Resolution authorizing the purchase of an electric, vehicle EV charging station for Town Hall. Whereas the town of Esopus recognizes the importance of installing an electric vehicle charging infrastructure to serve residents, employees, and visitors, while supporting sustainability initiatives. And whereas the town of Esopus has been awarded a grant from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to assist with the purchase and installation of electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Whereas the town has received a proposal from Plug-in Stations Online for the purchase of one CT4000 pedestal mount dual port EV charger, including 5-year parts and labor warranty and 5 years of software services. Whereas the total purchase price of the charging station, including the warranty and software services, is $12,280.50. Whereas the charging station will be installed at Town Hall, 1 Town Hallway, Ulster Park, New York, 12487. And now therefore it be resolved that the town board of the town of Esopus hereby authorizes the purchase of one CT4000 pedestal mount dual port EV charging station from plug-in stations online, including a 5-year parts and labor warranty and 5 years of software services at a total cost not to exceed $12,282.50. And be it further resolved that the charging station shall be installed at the Town Hall, 1 Town Hall Way, Ulster Park, New York, 12487. Be it further resolved that the sum of $12,282.50 for the purchase of the EV charging station should be paid from the Town of Esopus Environmental Escrow account. And be further resolved that the town's supervisor is hereby authorized to execute any purchase orders and agreements and other documents necessary to complete the purchase and installation of the charging station, subject to review by the county attorney if required, and moved by, I will move it. We need a second on this.
I'll second, and then I have a question.
Okay, Laura this has been her baby that she's been working on, and we had to go out a 3rd time to retrieve losing this grant.
I'm not trying to kill it, I
No.
also would like an EV charging station. The materials in the back show a total of $13,482.50, which doesn't tie to the resolution.
$13,482.50.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. She put this, so we'll amend that?
Yeah, I don't want to nickel and dime, I propose a amendment
Okay.
to change the number in the resolution to tie to that, if we can pay
I'll second
less, that'd be great.
on that to correct it. Can we go ahead with the amendment first to correct it?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
And is that amount in escrow,
yes.
the 13,000?
Yeah, we've gone all over this with Debbie that we can handle this. Yep, it's different escrow there with the environmental stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, so we have a move and a second. Any further discussion on the amendment?
Also, I wanted to just note, she says that this proposal came, did we have were there any other proposals that were looked at?
I would have to ask Laura on that because she's been working on this end of it to find something within our budget, and that was doable.
Yeah, I was just wondering, do we have to have 3 bids or? We have to
Not on
go-
this
does
amount.
have to go out to bid?
No, not on this amount. No, we don't.
Okay.
I think it's 20,000.
Yeah. This might be the 35 for capital,
I
right?
suppose that if you look at all the other EV charging proposals that were received from other entities, all of those were a much larger dollar amount than this 13,000.
And they were
But I don't
proposing
know.
the same, were they
Yeah,
equitable?
It's the same exact
Yeah,
Item, I have no idea.
okay, so this would be one
It's a
that
dual
is
port.
sold with 2 ports.
Yeah, 2
And
ports.
is it, I think there are different levels, level 1,
Yeah,
level 2,
yeah,
level 3.
yeah, this is I don't remember now, but it was, when we were going over it, there's a higher level that requires a lot more energy and stuff. This is, I think what you're saying is like a level 2, and I think it's
Right.
a level 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is not the top, this is the midline.
Laura said that the, sorry, I'm turning this on so that everyone can hear me. Laura just texted me, she's trying to give me notes in between.
Is she watching the live stream?
Basically, yes, she
Laura,
is. She's on
hey, Laura,
vacation,
hey.
watching the live stream, so thank you, Laura. She said $1,200 was deducted from the bill because our electrician will do the work. So we were able to save that money, so an amendment doesn't appear to be needed, and it's a level,
Okay.
it's a level 2 charger, Evelyn,
okay.
okay?
That I
So
remember.
those were the longer charging stations, I think,
Yeah.
not the
We
quick,
didn't make any
not-
money off of this because the last proposal we had, I suppose they were gonna run it and, a 20-year agreement and all that,
Oh, it was terrible.
that the attorney looked like an destroyed,
Yep.
I wanna make sure that the attorney looks at this full agreement, and doesn't reach the same conclusion on it. But I'm a little worried about having the supervisor authorized to execute all this stuff and we don't see it again?
That was
That's within my realm of financial amount that I can do on something like this, if that's what you're asking.
I wanna see the contract, and I want the lawyer to see the contract.
This is a purchase, not a lease.
Correct, that we would actually own this unit, that's what I was just trying to get a confirmation from Laura. The other ones, they owned everything,
Right.
they were just on our property, so that's why we,
So this is, do we make any money off it? Do we charge people to use it?
not millions, but there's an income of 50 cents a watt, about 3,000 to 4,000 a year. That's what I'm getting.
I mean, if the contract bears that out, I'd be happy to vote for it, but I wanna see a contract.
You wouldn't have a contract.
We're not gonna have
We're
one
gonna
yet.
own it. That was for a lease.
Yeah.
But you just want a lawyer to,
Yeah, I want a lawyer to look at the agreement and that,
It's a purchase, it's not going to be an agreement. It's-
and it has, and I'm assuming there's
Well, then,
warranties.
why is
Yeah,
it
it has
subject to
warranty.
review by the town attorney that night? It's like, that's what the motion says, subject to review by the town attorney.
Have
The
it.
town attorney is gonna sign off on it, I'd be happy to do it, but I want somebody to look at
required.
it. Huh?
Review by the town attorney if required.
Subject to review by the town attorney. Yeah, exactly.
So you can make a motion to,
It's in there.
subject to, and it's,
You wanna put subject?
Subject to review by the town
we've
attorney.
done it
Town
before.
attorney and
Yeah, and as long
and
as
by the
there's
town
nothing,
board?
you can still move.
You
so
have
can
subject
move it.
in there, subject to review by a town attorney.
I see that. But
If
could we
required,
add-
you wanna take if required out, and you just want the attorney to look at it?
Subject to the review by the town attorney.
Is that your problem?
Yeah, I still would like the town board to see this. If there's more than this, I would like to see it.
You mean the purchase order?
Purchase order or some details about,
Pleasant service
how this is
agreement.
gonna work and
It
payments.
has
and-
warranty.
There's a 5-year service.
If there's a grant, I would like to see the grant application. I wanna see some hard
And is
Yeah.
it,
numbers.
I got an update from Laura. The
okay.
previous supervisor already executed a contract. This is to purchase the materials to install so we can get reimbursed.
Okay.
Oh,
If they want us to get our money, then I will vote yes to get the town reimbursed.
Okay.
Are we at that point we're taking a vote now?
Yeah, I think we are. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
aye.
I,
Just checking.
Okay, here's something dear to your heart, Paul.
know it.
I'm gonna strike a good chord on this one tonight. Resolution authorizing the purchase and installation of a solar-powered wireless security camera at Slatesburg Park. Whereas the town board of the town of Esopus has determined that enhanced security and public safety at Slatesburg Park is in the best interest of the town and its residents. And whereas the town has received a proposal from Liberty Security for the purchase and installation of a solar-powered wireless security camera to monitor the parking area near the boat ramp at Slatesburg Park. And whereas the proposed system includes a 4MP high-definition IP bullet camera with an integrated solar panel, battery storage, T-Mobile cellular connectivity, mounting hardware, and installation labor for a total cost of $3,787.75. And whereas the town acknowledges the operation of the camera will require cellular data service through T-Mobile, because they do hotspots, at a recurring cost of $125 per month. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Esopus hereby authorizes the purchase and installation of a solar-powered wireless security camera at Sladesburg Park from Liberty Security in accordance with the submitted proposal for a total amount of not to exceed $3,787.75 from the Recreation Escrow account. Be it further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to execute any documents necessary to complete the purchase and installation and to approve payment from the appropriate budget account. And be further resolved that the town board authorizes the ongoing monthly cellular service fee of $125 for operation of cameras subject to the availability of appropriated funds. I'll move. I need a second on that, Paul.
I'd be happy, more than happy to second that.
I know you've been after me for a while on this. We've been working on it. It has not been easy.
Another question.
Yeah.
This is only to look at the area in the
This,
parking
the
lot?
pole is up, where the boat ramp is, Evelyn. The town highway had a pole, and, Danny had the soldering done that needed to be done. That's about, I think you told me 400, I haven't seen that voucher yet, but that's all ready. So now it's just getting this approved so we can actually purchase from Liberty. This camera will give us that whole area. Where they put it is so it can get the sunlight, by the
Solar.
by the deck. And as far as hot spots, when we check, Spectrum doesn't have it, Verizon doesn't have it. It was either AT&T, T-Mobile. This is what was recommended by Liberty, by Jerry.
I was wondering about we have the entry.
You have two
Are we able
cameras.
to-
We have two cameras there right now.
Mhm.
That's a discussion I'm gonna bring up a little later about that. That would be a little different discussion.
But are those cameras also Liberty, or are they
They're
different
Liberty.
company?
Yeah.
Okay, and
And
do
all
they,
hooked up into my phone, the deputy supervisor's phone. I know that Holly said she wants access on this one.
I have the,
oh, yeah, you have the town cameras.
Right. And then we have in there too, and the sheriff's department. So that's what we're doing now. Does that help answer anything? I hope. I'm gonna go into the cameras by the gate when we get into what
Okay.
later round.
I was just wondering, are we paying extra for those cameras as well then? We're paying for those cameras?
They're purchased and that's done with.
Those are already purchased.
This is, you have nothing in there, the only wire going in there is the wire of Central Hudson, which is in correlation with the gas line for not having explosions.
So this is to,
You can get that whole area.
right, because we were unable to put wired cameras into the
Right,
parking area,
right,
so
and that would
this
be a
is
huge
solar.
expense, yeah.
That's why we have the added.
And wireless. So, yeah, you don't need wireless, solar powered, battery backup, and then wired hard Wi-Fi back to the other main line where the other main cameras are at the gate.
Mhm.
And then through those wired systems to all these outlets, so people can see it. I wanna commend Roscoe for all the work he's done on this.
Well, it's his job. Okay.
But you're tough on me tonight. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're getting moving, and I'll talk about, I do want to talk, Evelyn, about the cameras in the front a little bit later.
Mhm.
Actually,
That's what we're working right now.
Valley, I got Valley Road here, and you've got a discussion on Sladesburg, is that what you have? Want to get,
whatever you want to do,
yeah, where's Valley Road? I need to get that through.
Valley Road is half
Okay, okay. Okay, discussion of additional protocols regarding Slatesburg Park Gate. Paul Brooks to make a motion after discussion and seconded. Okay, the current status down there is based on the abuse that's going on after hours, going in the park, getting out of there 11:30, 12, or who knows what time. Asking the sheriff's department to go down there between 9 and 9:30 when available, to ticket. We've disengaged, and there's signs up there so that they would have to call to get out. We've asked for ticketing to occur. Some ticketing happened this weekend. And so right now it's disengaged, but the gate itself has been tampered with two ways. First of all, they learned after the gate comes down at 9, if they can push the gate up just a little bit, enough to move their wheels over according to the way it was explained to me by Buildings and Grounds. Ed today, who was going over it again with me, it makes the gate go up, so they're getting in. So we disengaged. The next thing happened, so they have to call somebody to get out, since they brought us to that point. And the next thing is they took the bolt out of the gate, so that it was missing a bolt, and I had inspected and saw where it was missing Sunday afternoon. So we have a problem with them tampering with the gate. So now I will hand it over to you, Paul, for what you want to talk about for the moment. The only thing I will tell you before I do that
Yes.
is I went to 5 parks Monday night to see what's going on, okay? Just to get something in my head. I went down to Black Creek, St. Hudson, 2 sites, and 1 on River Road. They're doing the old-fashioned, they have a wooden gate down there, Black Creek, chain link, padlock. Same thing on River Road, except that is not where cars go in and out, it's just a small walkway if you go in the parking lot there. I didn't see really, I saw over at Post Park in the town of Ulster, they're open till 9. They have somebody that works till 9 doing things. It's, good sized park. There's no boat ramp there though. Okay. Then I went over to Ryder Park, which is the one that has the free boat ramp. They have to be out there by 1 hour before dawn. You can get in 1 hour before dawn, and 1 hour after dusk you must be out. They do not lock it at night, but remember they have an Ulster, town of Ulster Sheriff's Department, town police. We don't. We're totally reliant on what he can do with the road patrol. So, and then I didn't see anything significant at the Ulster Landing Park. So I was going around checking parks to see where we're at. Now,
I spoke to a guy today, Glasgow Fire Department member. Glasgow has a boat launch, and they lock it at 9 o'clock. So it's not unusual in this area. There are 8 boat launches, hard surface boat launches where somebody can back up their trailer, put the boat in the water from that. I didn't do all of them. You've done many of them. I know some other ones that they close. So it's not unusual in this area for the park to be closed to boat traffic. We allow, or actually I'm not 100% sure, it's walkers. The gate goes down at 9.
They could still get out walking.
Yeah, they can still get out walking. So the idea that we're holding people hostage, which some people have talked about, is total bunk.
But
We're not wrapping anybody up with duct tape.
Is that
We're
a
not
legal
holding
term?
them prisoner. We are not holding them prisoner. They have to call somebody to get their boat out.
And their vehicle.
Yeah. So,
Now
and with the kind of vandalism that's going on, and the other sorts of, people that have confronted officials from this town, that's totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. I mean, some people think that they own the park and they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. That is not the way it works. They can do that at their house, but they can't do it at town property because the people own that, not them. So my motion is to put the gate down at 9, disconnect the pads or whatever.
Which have been done.
Which has been done, I understand that.
Realize
And-
that
and
they
I-
will, Paul, just realize, I don't want to interrupt your
Yeah,
motion.
sure.
They may just bust through that gate. I hope we can get them on film. That may happen, okay?
So
That may happen.
if they continue, then they're gonna be ticketed, fines. We are allowed, even with the scenic hudson easement, to go up to $250 per incident, and I believe there may be some jail time involved with that. That's a possibility.
There is another option too, that Danny, who's now gone on vacation for several days, but had brought to me. He says, there's a problem with where the keypad is and the motherboard, which
Yeah.
I only got told this week about the motherboard was not also good. And I don't know what the cost of that is.
So-
That's another issue. He said, I could pull that out and put the old metal gate, it's there now, and put that over, but I've got to notify Central Hudson. They have to have a key to get in there. And then the other question that's been brought up to me is who's gonna unlock and lock the gate 7 days a week? In this case, Danny said, well, we could get there in the morning during the week,
Right.
okay, but now you're gonna get into a position of having to pay some people which is a cost, to do this.
Yeah, we've done that in the past. This is not new. This is not a new problem.
Right.
My concern is that there are times when people who have their boats out, maybe they get back, have a slow server, and they get back a little late. They get back after 9 from being out on the river. Why are we penalizing them for that?
If there are rules, there are rules, and if it happens to them, and we're not saying if you're there at 9:01 and you're still in there, and you call the cops and the cops come down and they refuse to let you out, they give you a ticket. No, there's some discretion involved, but for people that, like the guy the other day that drove in ahead of one of the town officials, Noah was late, and then when it was pointed out that it was late, he got into a confrontation, That kind of stuff is unacceptable to me. And I spoke with somebody at the 4th of July ceremony. He said that he likes to fish at night when it's cooler. Fishing is better. I spoke with a guy at a marina, the Rondo Yacht Basin Marina today. Their base is available. The person I spoke to on the 4th of July said he could do that. He could go to the marina and put his boat in there. But it's a slow, it's a no-wake zone, so it takes him longer to get from where he puts his boat in the water to where he wants to fish. I'm sorry, but, that's an acceptable piece of time, to not disrupt the people around the park and the gate and the other people. There are other people who are hunters. We talked about duck hunters who get upset about putting there's not supposed to be any hunting down there. They can go to another marina. There are 8 other places in Ulster County where they can put their boat in, but many of those other places have the same restrictions we're talking about. So why are we the only place that allows them to do whatever they want, whenever they want?
Okay, Paul. Okay. Let's just bring it back a notch.
Okay,
Okay?
I'll
All
try.
Because everyone isn't a demon. Everyone isn't down there. Everyone who's using that park is not misusing it, right?
Correct.
So I think we have to look at the whole picture and I think you're really focused on the people who are the miscreants.
Right.
Okay, let's not just focus on them. We have a beautiful park. It's there for the use of all people. We do have some regulations, and we expect that everyone will observe the regulations that are in place. If they do not leave the park prior to 9 p.m., what we have in place is that now you're going to put in place that the gate will remain closed. They cannot leave the park until or unless they contact the sheriff, would have to come down and open the gate. Every time we have the sheriff come down, it's a cost to the town, correct?
No.
No, we don't have to pay, okay. So that's what they have to do, right? We don't have to argue with them, we don't have to fight with them. They don't wanna,
And after they've had it happen once or twice, maybe they'll won't let it happen again.
yeah, slap their hand. But that's how we should handle it, and I don't think we have to become belligerent or, get all upset about it, or let's have a rule. We're gonna follow the rule, and if people get locked in, then after they found out that they have to contact the sheriff, and I hope we have signs down there that say, after 9 p.m. you will have to contact the sheriff's office in order for them to open the gate for you to get out. And
Danny
after,
put signs up. Danny put 2 signs up.
they put those
And I think
signs up.
First Place Auto Number, if I remember, is down there for towing, if I remember correctly.
No, I'm in
But
total
it is
agreement.
disengaged at this point. The bolt has been replaced. It is now back in. And then there was a question about the timer. And Ed said, and Dan, that they've got that fixed. So it goes up at 6 a.m., goes down at 9 p.m. When I spoke to our town attorney about this, he says, you set hours.
Right,
You go to work at 9 o'clock, well, the gate closes at 9 o'clock.
correct.
And you observe that. He said, another option is, you have the gate wide open, and then you gotta have somebody calling all the time, people are coming in there. Right now, we know that we have people, I always understood that being on the water myself with friends through the years, the water can be rough out there sometimes, and some stuff like that goes on, and we all understand technical, medical, related things, environmental, the way, the tides. We understand those things. I was talking to somebody else who's telling me that Norrie Point, they put that time like 9 o'clock, and then what they might do is give, like, before the guy that's there, but they have somebody there being paid, give like 15 minutes, but then he locks it, and that's it, they're in until the next day. So, and we've got people going out of there 11:30, jet skis and everything else late at night. So there simply is a lot of abuse going on. Not all people. I was there during the afternoon and saw a lot of happy people, made me happy to see them
beautiful park.
enjoying it. It's a
Yeah.
small park. Somebody suggested we charge fees for it. I said,
We cannot.
we can't,
Scenic Hudson didn't,
yeah,
I don't think we can do Scenic Hudson, right?
I don't
Is
think,
that part of
I
our
don't think it's,
contract?
We could, in the conservation easement, it allows us to charge fees if we want.
but you're not gonna make enough to
Who's gonna-
have somebody
yeah.
to manage that. It's such a small,
It can't be cost
Yeah,
prohibitive
yeah,
to people to go
yeah.
in like with a family just to.
I'm not trying to be difficult here, but there's abuse going on down there, real abuse.
Well, I think that we've done what we can do at this
Do
point.
we have a mechanic in place to avoid the bolt being removed again?
Or is that on camera?
I haven't heard back. The sheriff was looking at video. Dan was supposed to talk to Liberty, and I haven't gotten any feedback yet on any video at this point. One of the things, because you were talking about video earlier, is, and I had spoken to Jared previously, or his partner that was here, Liberty, and they showed me where today they have cameras that are like, I don't know what to call it, they're AI generated, I don't know how they have,
Yeah.
but they actually can put the license plate in the corner on some pictures. So we can look
Yeah,
at
that's
better
so-
camera in the front, we could look at that. I'm still wanna pursue that and see if we can improve our cameras. I was complaining that you can't lock the gate because I can't see anything at night on my phone and the cameras, and I should be able to sit in my chair and see those two pictures on the camera. It's the gate, and I do look,
I know you do.
So I do. I mean, my first job at IBM was security. I mean, it's a concern what's going on. Yeah. So, I mean, do we just stay at this point with the gate is locked down at 9? I can't assure you that somebody's not going to bust through it, and I will pursue if we can even do better
If
cameras
someone
in the front.
does that, then we
Okay.
contact the
And
sheriff.
they'll have to call to get out.
Right.
And we'll call and
After
they'll
that,
have
they
to
won't
call.
do it again, right?
Yeah.
Again, one of the reasons I brought this up was, see how this goes, but I think the public should see, obviously, they have a right to see how the town board members feel about this issue. So I would like to vote on it.
To vote on what? What's
The
what is it?
proposal that the existing situation as it is, if we're just reaffirming that situation and the actions that Roscoe as supervisor has taken relative to the gate and disconnecting the pressure pads, maybe you guys don't feel the same way as us. I feel the public has a right to see how we feel about that.
I think there's
We're going to vote on it.
I think there's agreement that it should be locked at 9, right?
Correct, that was.
Yeah, I think at this point, given everything that's transpired over the last couple of months, I
The
think that
pads are
there's,
disengaged.
right, like, there's been a lot of bad behavior, the pendulum has swung too far. And I think we need to put things in place to like protect both the town from a liability standpoint, and also, the quality of life for the residents that live there.
So you want to you just want me to continue to pursue the policy that I have in place? Or do you want to make a motion on it? I don't,
You know,
It's
I don't
up
want
to
to
you.
push anybody into a corner that they don't want to be in.
I mean, I'm doing what you want me to do, I think, from what I'm hearing from everybody.
After they had, Jared and Paul, I believe, had met with people who lived down there, and came back with a recommendation. We've enacted that recommendation. I don't really think,
That was part of their
I think we should-
recommendation, right?
I think we
Right.
should make a motion so that changing this policy requires the town board to vote and opine on it, and that
changing
It's
which
not-
policy.
just, or maybe not changing, but like putting in place the policy that Roscoe has enacted, the actions that Roscoe has
For the
taken.
time being, I don't enjoy doing this.
Like, I don't think that it should be Roscoe's, like, I appreciate Roscoe taking action when it was needed without town board authority, which I think was the right thing to do. But I don't think it should be Roscoe's sole decision and responsibility to change the policy going forward if he so chooses. I think that should be a town board action.
Thank you, I really would like a little support, because I feel like I'm really out there.
Well, changing the policy, which policy now?
Would
Our
you,
policy we do not currently state that
they could,
our policy for enforcing the hours at the park is to lock the gate after 9 PM, after the closing hour, and that.
the gate goes down, when the pads are working, they could still get out, but nobody could come in.
If the pads aren't there, they can't get out.
That way, well, they were disengaged,
Okay, so I don't know if we need to
for now.
make a motion for that.
Okay, just want me to, just say, you want to just say you're supportive or something at this point, or just want me to continue on that path and see how it goes? I don't know what's gonna happen.
Keeping the gate down.
Yeah, it's supposed to go down at 9, and they will not be able to get out of there if they're not out after 9.
Right, I guess I'm
I
not
think
quite
it's just like making a
understanding.
motion that we think that the gate should go down at 9 PM.
I think that's what we already have done.
I don't.
We haven't, the last vote we took on this was in April, and it was to open the park April 1st, or March 1st. We did it in March, and it was to open the park in April 1st. That was the only section of the motion, that's the only official vote that we have taken on it, to open the park. Not anything relative to the gate and keeping it closed until 9 o'clock and the gate going down and people having to call somebody to get out. We have not voted on that as a board.
I don't really know why we need to, because that's been our policy.
No, it wasn't the policy.
Policy was that the park is open from 9 until,
Six
from
to nine.
dawn to 9, 6 to 9.
But it said nothing about the gate. And so when Roscoe or Jared and all those meetings that we had, the people supported the idea that, as you had mentioned earlier, people can have issues with their boat or whatever on the river and they can't get back and we shouldn't penalize them. And so he maintained and wanted, and we were doing it that time up until just recently, the people could get out at night when they.
Because they
after
found
9
a way to get
that
around
was,
it.
That was the existing policy. That's what we want to reaffirm is changed.
They could get out before we
The
disengage.
policy was that if they were in the park, they could exit.
They could exit.
But then we had people going on the paths to open the gate so that cars could come in. So now what we're saying is, that is no longer what we are allowing. You cannot exit if you're in, like, the paths are disengaged.
You cannot enter.
Use them.
You
You
cannot.
cannot enter or exit.
Yeah, you cannot enter, exit after 9. Before, if you re-engage the pads,
Because
then
it-
you know how to manipulate the
Right,
gate.
right, so you're just closing that loophole.
Right.
I don't think you need a motion to close a loophole.
Okay.
I think the public needs to see us vote on it, myself.
Well, make a motion.
I did.
Well, you wanna
Did you get a second?
Put your exact words in there, cause it was kinda like,
I make a motion that the policy of the town is to close the gate at 9 PM. And so that if anybody is in the park after that time, they have to call somebody to get out. Somebody being the sheriff's, or we even set it up with First Place Auto, that they could get towed if they wanted, and they didn't want to get a ticket perhaps from.
And we give the officers, always have discretion.
Great discretion.
They have great discretion. They did give 3, that Sunday night recently, okay?
You got
There were 3,
I will second that motion.
okay.
Shall we go?
Yes, okay. There were 3 rigs all parked there that didn't even come in yet. Yeah, I'll call for a vote. Aye.
I'm sure.
No.
Here it is.
Oh, yeah, it's okay to disagree.
You disagree on doing it as a motion, but you don't disagree with the paths being disconnected, am I understanding correctly?
No, I just don't think that the motion was necessary.
Okay, that's why you
It's
disagree.
already been done, it's just
Okay.
beating the dead horse.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a sense of what everybody's thoughts are.
Let's talk about Valley Road.
Yes, please. Request for qualification to provide professional services for Valley Road Bridge Project, PIN number 8763.96, Town of Esopus. The Town of Esopus is seeking to retain an engineering firm to complete preliminary detailed design, right-of-way incidental acquisition phases, and construction inspection for the bridge project. The Town of Esopus will be using current New York State County Highway Superintendents Association Local Design Service Agreement procedures and list for Region 8 to select a consultant for this effort. The selected firm may be utilized to perform the preliminary design, detailed design, right-of-way construction support, and inspection services after a detailed scope and negotiated fee is submitted and approved by the Town of Esopus and the NYS and DOT. The Town of Esopus will select the most highly qualified firm according to the following criteria listed in the decreasing order of importance: understanding of the work to be done, 30%, experience with similar kinds of projects, 25%, quality of staff for work to be done, 20%, familiarity with federal state funding requirements, 15%, logistics and familiarity with the area, 10%. Interested firms should submit their expression of interest to an email address noted below, no later than August 11th. An EOI consists of no more than 3 typed single-sided pages providing sufficient information regarding the firm's qualifications, as they relate to the above selection criteria. For the quality of staff, the proposed project team should include only full-time employees currently employed as of the date of the EOI. For similar projects, experience includes the date the project started and completed, or identify that is currently ongoing. The ranking and selection will be based on a committee evaluation of the firms that submit the required EOI information as outlined in the solicitation. Designation of a firm does not guarantee contract award. Responses and or questions still should be submitted. Supervisor Roscoe T. Pecora, Town of Esopus, 1 Town Hallway, Ulster Park, New York. And this is the first part of the process. And I don't think there's anything more on that one. So I'll move it. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, next one. Where is it? Is there, I don't think that's just a motion, right? For Tim Triscari.
Yes.
Appointing Tim Triscari to fill the vacant seat of Chair of Waterfront Advisory Board through 12/31/2026. I'll make a motion. I need a second.
Has he,
He's on there now.
he's on? I know he's on the board now. Has he, stated that he would be interested in
They
filling that?
notified me that he'd do it, yes.
Oh,
My office was notified. Carol? Yeah, it was Carol.
don't we usually, meet with them? The board meets with,
You already met with him, didn't you, when you put him on the
not for
board?
this chair, not for the chair
Chair.
position.
If you wanna hold it up, they couldn't find a chair and they had to change the schedule and he was willing to do it and they was acceptable to it. But if you wanna go through an interview process, we can do it.
I think he should still talk with the board.
Okay. Then we'll put it on hold. Oh, Carol. That it is on hold. Appointing Derek Karabek from alternate position appointment to fill the vacancy created by Effie Trateris on the planning board. I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
I think I would still feel that, Mr. Karabek should come and speak with the board again.
You want him to come again?
Yes,
He was interviewed and
right,
he
for
was
the
an alternate, right?
alternate position.
I disagree, and I made a motion to move it forward. We have a second. Any other discussion? And we'll have a vote. All in favor?
What has been the process of the board for these positions?
I wasn't here last year to tell you. We've
Would
been,
you advise?
Honestly, we haven't had any alternates move to a position that was on the board that I can recall off the top of my head. So it's a unique situation. I don't know, otherwise you typically go through an interview process.
But we interviewed Derek
yes, we did.
a month and a half ago.
Yep.
months ago.
And I think that's pretty fresh, and I think that's all that's necessary, so.
Well,
That's the way I feel about it.
yeah, but I just think we should just follow that protocol, that rule, of having the person come before the board to speak with the
Well,
board.
he filled right into that seat. So I think what you're asking for has already occurred.
Yeah, I know that's what you, that's what you think. I'm going to vote no
Okay, that's
on
fine.
not, having him come
That's
before the
fine.
board to be interviewed. But I think it makes it, these positions are positions of honor and trust, and, I just think that it's cleaner, better, that it be open, and that the board would meet with them, talk with them. And especially to go from the alternate position to filling a vacancy.
I'm willing to be re-interviewed right now if you want.
I know you would, yeah. I didn't think that would be a problem.
If you wanna do that now, we'll go into the executive session. Okay,
We
so,
have, can we finish up and,
yeah, let's get the, well, we have budget adjustments. You wanna get that done first? That's important. Okay, budget adjustments, July 2026. Be it resolved by the town board of the town of Esopus, County of Ulster as follows. Whereas the town of Esopus has been presented with budget adjustments, which the town board has examined and approved, therefore be it resolved that the following budget adjustments be approved for payment.
That should say personnel.
I know there, I've seen quite a few typos, yeah. AO 3620.100 personnel to AO 3620.400, 12,637.50. I'll move, I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion on that?
I talked about this with Deb today and appreciate that we are moving between line items as opposed to moving money in from the fund. So I think this is great.
Okay, all in favor? Resolution authorizing payment of bills July 2026. Be it resolved by the town board of the town of Esopus, County of Ulster as follows. Whereas the town of Esopus has been presented with vouchers for payment and these vouchers have been examined and approved by the town board, therefore be it resolved that the following vouchers be approved for payment. General Fund 261259-261307, $109,963.15. Highway Fund 262132-262149, $10,222.87. Street Lights 266008. Fort Ewing Sewer Fund 263097-263106, $26,317.81. Port Ewing Water 264119-264133, $32,593.11. Capital Water 265017-265017, $141,460.40. Escrow 268003-268005, $1660.19. Total $322,217.53. I'll so move. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
You got a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Is that as far as the resolutions go that we have, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go to executive session for.
You wanna do liaison updates? So that-
Yeah, let's get that done now. Paul, any liaison updates on this one?
Real quick, hang on. Building department, Sunnyside Apartments, working the last two foundations, will be finishing up framing on all the buildings, working on the interiors. There was a notice on Facebook, there were numerous comments about it. Some of the comments revolved around whether Robert Graves has capacity to deal with additional students from that and potentially from Lighthouse Village. My understanding, and I stopped there to ask today, the principal was on vacation, they have a third capacity there, so there is capacity for additional students there. Lighthouse Apartments are starting back to work. They hope to start curbing and foundation shortly. Esopus Barns progressing well. Numerous hotel rooms are in the finishing stages. Progress starting to take place at Stone Barn. MS4 data is on pace to be complete, and some other stuff. Okay.
Great. What I'd like to add is one thing. I had a great conversation with Jordan Goldberg at Esopus Barns and Joan Burrows, and they're loving my idea of the pump station on Black Creek Road on the stream as a possibility for John Burroughs Visitor Center. It's 12 by 12, small. And it would not be on the one hiking path, but then Joan explained that the other path it would work. So They're working up some numbers and seeing what's possible there, so when I have more information, I'll let you know. Evelyn Clark, Environmental Justice and Transfer.
Okay, so I don't have any update on the transfer station. I know things are
Can I help
happening
you?
there.
Can
You
I
would
help?
like to?
If you don't,
Yes,
if you don't mind.
I do not mind.
Okay. This week, they took the bolts off the plates on Monday. The
Yeah.
bolts, on scale. The bolts, I think it was last Friday or whatever. I actually met the people from the scale company when I was down there on the inspection of the solar panels with the solar company within the fence area. And looks like we're clear as far as we're concerned. And the DEC is concerned. It's a few things they still have with the solar company that they want fixed, like some trees on the one side inside the fence to be taken down, a little clearing of where our vents are and stuff, but our vents and our flamers for methane gas, everything's fine as far as they're concerned. So they had a few items. So that they have to deal with, and then went over to the gentleman that came. They were going to work on the bolts that day. They came back Monday. They looked at and reviewed on Wednesday when the whole operation underneath the scale, and we are going to have to do a replacement on it. And Lenny is working on some numbers right now and a possible lease situation, purchase lease, to end up with it. So waiting for all that information. When I get that, then I have the stuff that I want to give you, Evelyn, because you're the liaison, but I wanted to get it to that point. So that's where we're at right now. We're working on that, and then when I can give you more significant information, you'll be the first to get that as a liaison.
Okay, thank you. Now that's been a
I know.
long time solution coming with that. With the environmental committee, I was not able to meet with them, and I didn't get any updates from them regarding their meeting last night. I don't think they had a quorum. Our climate smart task force coordinator is Jenna Ice, and she is working with Evelyn Lafayette from the Hudson Valley Regional Council. And there's something that they can do to get the bronze.
They want me to sign the paperwork.
Yes,
They were after me before I left here that night when they were eating their pizza.
Yeah.
And I have a copy of it, so we'll be getting that out.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
I'm on top of it.
Right, just need the account numbers and the billing records, the account numbers, so that they can get that grant in.
Right, they need to get the information that the letter says from Central Hudson.
Correct.
On all our
Right.
accounts and everything.
I think Deb probably can provide all that information. I
They
would
want
like
us to
find
go to
out-
Central Hudson.
Yeah, but the account numbers, our account numbers.
They're asking Central Hudson for that. They should have that in their computer.
Oh, okay, okay.
As far as I know.
All of the ones that are owned by the town, right?
Yeah, we're a client, right? So a customer, so they should have it.
Okay, and that's all, that would help us get to, the bronze.
Yeah, which is great.
Is
So,
Liam?
I have a little update, I don't know if you know this, but Nina reached out to
Nina?
me. They're
Mhm.
looking to possibly do the Honeybee Jubilee at the Mid-Hudson Valley Credit Union. So I told her that just get the approval letter and then I'll assist in getting the insurances, the certificate of liability if they wanna move it, and I'll remove it from Ross Park and make that available for rent.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be a
Do we have a date?
good location. I have it.
I asked her for the date to make sure that nothing has changed, because I know the last time they tried to do something on a Saturday, the Hudson Valley Credit Union requested that they try to do it on a Sunday instead, because of, I think because of their customer traffic there. But I don't have a specific, they have not booked a specific date. But I wanna say it's usually like the third week in September. It's not the same as the Apple Fest. I think it's like the week before, typically.
I think it was last year around that time period.
September, but no date.
Yeah, it's sometime in September, but I have no confirmation of date.
And of course, Evelyn, let's not forget one thing that is big on your agenda.
What's that?
Exploring the new town justice.
That's true, yes.
Good job.
That's a biggie.
Yes, I think that, well, I'll just say as ditto what, was said already, that we will miss our current former town justice. I think Pierce did a wonderful job as the town justice, and I'm sure that Effie will fill those shoes as well.
Yeah, I'm really quite happy that she was willing to do this.
Yep.
So it's, you know, it's a big ask. She's given up the planning board, she's given up some court cases and work, but she wants to do it, so I'm really pleased.
Yep, we're fortunate.
Yeah, we are. Jared's not here. Highway, I can tell you, because I'm in contact with everybody. Mike is trying to get these roads that he's doing this year grounded up and then put the blacktop down for the CHIPS money, which is $300,000. And the bookkeeper's like, sooner he gets it done better, because we want to cycle this with the money for next year in the budget process and how that works. So I know he's done. I was down Hudson Lane the other night when I was going through the park visits on Monday, and I thought it was a pretty nice job there. I've been over Sunset Drive. There's been 2 or 3 roads. I know he's doing Rodman Lane. I've asked him, I had some complaints on Parker Avenue from an older couple there, that if he has a little extra blacktop, that they're on the upper part of Parker Avenue, if he could try to fix that situation. And that's really, we're still waiting on the water in regard to Salem Street, the connection to Hasbrook to Salem, for problems down into Act. I mean, it's been back and forth to attorneys, so we're still in a hold position, as that was a part of the current contract. So I'm hoping that the water superintendent and between their attorneys, they get that resolved soon. And that's all I can tell you on that. Waterfront, I don't really have anything for you on that. Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, Chester, we put a new motor in, sad. Then it's not gonna be in operation this year. It means no water chestnuts.
For those that don't know,
Go ahead.
the water chestnuts.
Yeah, and it's not operational. They went from highway to Bruderhoff volunteering to look at it. Bruderhoff couldn't do it, so now they were going to try. I don't know if Danny got to it yet, but because there's it's some real work underneath and a hole and stuff. So they're going to see in something else. So they're going to try to talk to Tim Feeney and see what's possible, but it's not going to happen this year. I guess I'm told there's only like a 2-week spread when they have to do it before it seeds, the water chestnut. So but they had all volunteers lined up, and now we're not going to be able to achieve it this year. So unfortunately, that's really bad news. But we're going to see what we can do about it and get back to you on that.
God bless you.
God bless. And that is all I have. I mean, Billy, that's it, right? On this.
That's your water sewer that came in and out that extra piece of paper on there, the motion that you made.
Oh, good thing you reminded me. Yeah, I need to make a motion for Tigan Bond to submit a grant application for WQIP to address Salem Street infiltration. They did this last year with something else, and there was a resolution when Evelyn was still active last year on the board as well. And they were not successful, but they can use the resolution again in speaking to Aaron today from Tigan Bond. But the Salem Street infiltration improvements are $357,000. The Salem Street has been previously applied for. There is no grant application fee being charged, since it is a resubmission. There is a 25% town match, which would be in the sewer district. So I'll make a motion to support the application. I need a second on that.
What was the town match?
What?
Town match is
25%. And there, last year you passed that and 6 million something that they went for, but we're holding off on that given what's all our finances are right now. You've got people gonna get hit with, I think it went from 2019, 2 million gallon storage tank. So I remember just by memory, it was a little over 50,000. The first hit is gonna be on payment in March of 2027. So you got that, and the East Stout and that has not hit the ratepayers yet, but it's not gonna take as long as it did because of the situation with the storage tank, and you have to go to court for, we have to go court, and I can't think of the word right now. They weren't gonna sell the property, we had to go.
Oh,
eminent
Yeah, we had to,
domain,
we had to do an eminent domain action there, and, so everything got delayed, so I mean, it was only, when did we sign off the paperwork on all the tank, what was it?
Oh, with
June? Yeah, with Shell,
About 2 months ago.
2 months ago, yeah.
Oh, yeah, last
So that'll be in the next rate. So I said, why don't we just, and this is what she said that Nick said, go, that's important, that 357 for the infiltration. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so I have a motion, I need a second.
second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? That's, and economic already spoke to you on that. The visitor center is the big thing. I've been advocating for 3 decades. It has not been easy to find a place. So that's good. That's all I have for now. We need a motion to go into executive session
So
to,
moved.
okay, to interview
Oh,
a
no, I'm
candidate.
sorry.
To interview
Why?
to interview a candidate for the vacancy on the planning board. Is that appropriate?
Yeah.
Okay. My eyes. Okay, I have a second from Evelyn. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're going to session?
Second.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay. All in favor? Okay. I will make a motion to appoint Derek Karabeck to the planning board position. Do I have a second?
Second.
Evelyn? Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
For a term to expire.
You gotta put that in for
That's
a
why I
term to
don't know the
expire?
terms, I don't have them either.
2031, I believe.
It's on there though, right? Let's see.
Yeah, but we have to read it.
Oh, I gotta read it, okay.
No, I added that after the fact, so.
Oh, term to expire 12/31/2031.
Correct.
Okay.
So you better stay healthy.
2031.
You're into 2031. It sounds so long, but it's really.
You asked for it, buddy.
2031, okay.
Thank you.
Do I need to amend anything here on that
I
motion?
think we added it before the vote was
Okay.
taken, so you have to say all those things.
It's all right?
We'll say it for the
You
table.
made it first, she
Second.
said second.
Okay.
Now take the vote.
Take the vote, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, congratulations. You have a couple years. Your term. Okay, let's see, we got that done. You wanna wait on Triscari, okay, until we get him here. So this is done. And, okay. We have executive session, motion to go in executive session to discuss matters leading to, what did we say before we were gonna use for the
Employment history,
employment history? Is that
particular individual.
particular individual? So you're making a motion on that?
Yes.
Okay. I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, back into executive session. Make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Okay, any discussion, all in favor? Aye. And, no action taken.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. And I'll have a motion to adjourn. Second. Any discussion, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Good night, thank you.